Medicare for All is comprehensive. It covers all health care needs.
Do you want to forgive all student loan debt? Your response?
Matter of fact, I do.
Cancel student loan debt for 95% of the people who have it. Universal child care for every baby in this country aged 0 to 5. We can provide universal a pre-K for every 3-year-old and 4-year-old.
Someone is running for president who wants to give every American $1,000 a month.
Making higher education available to everyone through tuition-free public state universities, community colleges, and job training and certification programs.
This has to be the party of universal health care.
Okay, what more can we give? Right? You just heard 2020 Dems really competing with each other to see out who can give the most free stuff. And these are giveaways that, let's not forget, do cost something, right? And you know who they cost something to? Middle class Americans. So that hourglass economy that I talk about, where you have a lot on top and a lot on the bottom, and you got a middle class that's increasingly getting squeezed and squeezed and squeezed some more, basically taking on the burden for people that they shouldn't have to take it on for. They're going to have to pay more. Their taxes will go up. This socialist economy that these politicians are clamoring on about, it doesn't work. Just go around the world. Venezuela is the latest example where, by the way, we're adding tons of new sanctions to today. Joining me right now is presidential historian Doug Wead. And Doug, has there been an equivalent? Have you ever seen in history this total, rush to the left? Let's just might as well become, the USSR or Cuba or Venezuela, for that matter, the way they're talking.
Yeah, there has been the communist revolution. I mean, and there's more. If you'll remember, the Democrat nominees were asked if they would give free health care to illegal aliens in this country, and they said yes, they would. So here you have a dilemma: 80,000 votes in 3 states voting differently would have elected a different candidate in 2016. We have that many people crossing the border more every month. They would get free health care. You might as well empty the country of Mexico and Guatemala and El Salvador, and Nigeria. They can come. They're a citizen. They get free health care the rest of their life.
It literally makes no sense, right? Okay, so like if you're just, I have nothing against people from Mexico or Guatemala or Honduras. I'm just speaking realistically here now. You have a country, you have a certain, system within the country that requires people to pay taxes. And that economic system is really dependent on everybody contributing to it. You can't have a system where suddenly you're responsible for an entire hemisphere, yet they're not responsible in turn for you. In other words, you're going to bleed the middle class eventually. Let me turn to this. Speaking of these bleeding the middle class, you get the Castro brothers there, aptly named, I guess. The tweet from Joaquin Castro. It is now garnering a lot of criticism on social media today. The Texas representative, brother of 2020 presidential candidate Julian Castro, releasing a list of names and of employers of these people that have donated to Trump. So people in San Antonio that have dared to donate to Donald Trump's campaign are now being targeted by the brother of the guy running for president in the Democratic Party. What is that about? I mean, they want to talk about, encouraging hate.
Yeah, that's frightening. That smacks of blacklists and enemies lists that even harkens back to the Nazi era, where businesses or shops owned by Jews were publicly identified, so don't shop there. So in this case, Representative Castro is saying, here's a man who owns a business. He supported Trump. Here's another person who supported Trump, publicly shaming them and listing their names. This is really sad.
The President of the United States. I mean, that's what's so messed up about it, right?
Yes, when Representative Castro goes to church on Sunday, every church in the country prays a prayer for the head of state. But now he wants to put out a list, hate list of anyone who supports him. That's now off limits.
Doug, crazy times we're in. We've all got a front row to history here. Thank you, sir. Keep documenting
Scary
it.
times.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks, Trish.
More trouble in the friendly skies. Passengers describing it